Hello, welcome to Doki's Advice. You know me already. I don't have to introduce myself, but I have a friend. I met a friend here called George. He's been here also for the camp. Who's been looking for screws to repair his back, but unfortunately, he will have to leave us. But we've been having interesting discussions, and I thought. I would just like to ask a normal Mwananchi who has spent some time in a government hospital whether there are things which he has seen which may need improvement, and if he was a doctor or maybe even the boss in the hospital, what would be the first things he would do for the fellow patients whom which he was in the wards.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. It's unfortunate that I'm going back without having had the operation.
Sorry.
I'll have to bear a few more weeks or months, but I hope it will be done eventually. But being a citizen, incidentally, I saw this hospital when they dug its foundations in the early 60s. And I've seen it grow up. Well, later on, when the Russians left, there have been expansions. But truth be told, I think we have not paid very much attention to making a hospital be what a true hospital is. A hospital consists of the buildings, consists of the equipment, consists of the workers, and also consists of the patients. They in whole make up the hospital.
Definitely.
As one of the biggest things, or one of the most important things that need to be done, is to provide a linkage from the management right down to the patients and the workers. And when that particular linkage is not effective, there are very many small things that crop up that will destroy the smooth working of a hospital. I've been in the ward from Monday. Today is Thursday. I've witnessed some weaknesses. Some of this could be sorted out through interaction, an open, frank forum of frank discussions between the patients, the management, and staff. Because what the higher management and the other management may not see, the patient down here sees it. The lower worker, the cleaner, the sweeper knows what happens. And this is a place which is ripe for development. It is ripe for expansion. But we have got to cut it out clearly that this cadre of staff must do this. Training needs to be provided for each and every cadre of staff. For example, PR, public relationship, between the workers and the patients, between the management and the general workers. That is one area that needs to be smoothened out. And slowly, our mindsets will change so that everyone owns the hospital. We need suggestion boxes all over the places so that people feel free to be able to drop in a note and say this is not correct and this is not correct. And when things are not understood, a meeting, a kamukunji of a sort, even going to the wards, going to the clinics, what are your shortcomings? Then the management should be able to understand that there are some things that really need to be corrected, and soon enough. Since devolution, a lot of other hospitals in other parts of the country have done pretty well. And in terms of my own assessment, we are still below par.
Okay. So
Many of the hospitals have gone further than us.
yeah. So do you think just a forum where people say what they think or complaints, send their complaints, will be enough? I think we'll need someone to implement their suggestions.
When there's a forum, people sit down, the various views are proposed, then some committee needs to go in and look through what has been put down, what came out. Are this practical? Can this be helped to improve?
Yeah.
And you may end up finding that in the long run, some of those junior workers, some of those patients may give you very bright ideas on how to improve, and then follows the implementation.
Yeah. Yeah.
If there's the will and the spirit to bring these changes and together, if it is there, then there will be the changes that will be made.
Yes, I've been also talking to some doctors and or some pharmacists and saying there are things which specialists also have to be asked for before they're decided, because it affects the whole system of a hospital. So they were telling me a doctor or a pharmacist is not wished to join the political realm where changes are made. So I was just wondering whether you think you as a patient, whether your voice will count in that kind of governance, or whether it will be taken seriously, or they'll just say, yeah, you just be satisfied with what you have and live further.
What you're saying would be wrong. You don't say just complain and leave it there. But if there was that willingness to come down,
Yes.
from whatever levels and put your heads together, there will be a lot more positive things.
Yes.
Are you aware that from within this Nyanza area, we've got some of the best brains? I'd tell you that almost 50% of the best brains in medicine come from around the lake. And why are we not able to have a center of excellence here, where all those fellows are there, where all the machines that are required are brought in? It is important to have a healthy population, well catered for, and then and well schooled, so that health education is more widespread. Then the cost of treatment would definitely go down. What is spent on treating the people would go down, and there'll be a lot more things that needed to be done. I personally have had the unexpected experience of going to the MRI, and I'm told I cannot be given an MRI taken an MRI because I cannot fit in the MRI machine, and it is here in the hospital. That means there was a disconnect about the user and whoever did the supplying for the MRI.
That's funny. But I think my battery is low. We'll have to stop for now.
Welcome, but
Yes.
I hope that my idea comes out. This is an issue or a space where we need to pull together the management, the general staff, the lower staff, the patients. If we can be able to have occasional sit-downs and put together, we can chart out a way to improve the services in this hospital.
Yeah.
It is ours and we want to go away.
Yes, and we also have to make sure that those changes are implemented, otherwise the talks are for nothing. And if we all start in all institutions, just like you said, with this suggestion, in the whole of Africa, we will change our whole continent. But it's a matter of starting now. But we need people who are willing and who have character and who really are eager and hungry for change. Are you one of them? We are up to that. So subscribe us, follow us, share this video, and let us talk about this. Just write your comments about what George said. I would just like to know, what would you do to change the situation in our hospitals today in Kenya? See you then. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Some of this could be sorted out through interaction, an open, frank forum of frank discussions between the patients, the management and staff. Because what the higher management and the other management may not see, the patient down here sees it. The lower worker, the cleaner, the sweeper knows what happens.